Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Motivation with Morley Career Solutions. Where I try to share a tip every Wednesday and Friday. Quick tip for how you can advance in your career. I really am still enjoying this background music that StreamYard is giving us. So I'm going to let that play for exactly 2 more seconds. There we go. So, good morning. If you are watching live, say hi. If you're watching on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. This is produced by and we released a podcast yesterday as well as Lee has his word for the day. Those are the programs we have right now. Green Cow is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping people overcome career and business goals, and we have various programs that are coming up very soon. So please stay tuned for those things. If you want to know more about those, we've got a program about business, starting a business, one about writing a resume, and one about storytelling. If you are interested in any of those, you can send me a message or leave me a comment, and I can tell you more. Today, we are going to be talking about why I recommend that you almost always show up for an interview. Then I'm going to tell you a story about that as well. So, we are having a storytelling workshop soon, so I'll practice my storytelling skills here. If you are watching, say hi, let me know that you're here. I want to tell a story, and it's always fun when you have people asking questions. So, let me tell you the story. I was working with a client who is also a friend. And this person had reached the point where they needed to leave their job. I have said on multiple shows, on this show, I've talked about it on the Green Cow show, I've probably written a blog about it at some point, that there tend to be four things that people are dissatisfied with when it comes to their career. The first one is the actual job they do. So if you're an accountant, the actual accounting, right? That's like the task that you do. The second one is the people that you work with. The third one is the environment that you work in, physical or not. So that's like, are you working remotely? Are you working physically? Is it cold? Is it hot? Are you doing a lot of lifting? And then the fourth one is the amount of money you make. And those are the four things that people are usually dissatisfied with. It fits into one of those four categories. Sometimes it's more than one of those things. But what happens when I get a lot of clients is they come to me and they are upset and they don't like that they don't like their job. They're upset about it and they can't really tell me why. They're like, well, I don't like the lunch and it's too cold and it's and it's like all these things that snowballs. So identifying which of these four things or which combination of things is really forming your opinion about your job can be really helpful. Good morning, Angela. Thank you for being here. So I say that I wanted to tell you about those four things because I'm telling you about a story of someone who was very dissatisfied with their job. Multiple things within those four things had they were problematic, and this person decided that it was time to leave. So they started putting out applications everywhere. Not everywhere, but many places, I should say. See, Lee, if you're watching, I fixed my superlative. This person started putting out applications many places. They found one job that they thought was the perfect fit for them. And when I worked with them, we actually had that job in mind when we started writing their resume and their cover letter and all of that. But they also put resumes other places, and they got a phone call for a job that didn't seem like it met their criteria. The job was not full time and it paid less than they would have wanted. But they decided to go in for the interview anyway. After interviewing, they realized how great of a fit this person was because there were some skills that they knew that weren't even advertised, and the organization made them an offer for a full time position paying significantly more than what was advertised and more than they made at their current job. So that is a story just to tell you one of the reasons why I recommend that you almost always go on the interview. Because especially in this climate, you never know when the job that's advertised might not be the only opportunity that's available to you at that organization. There might be other jobs that just haven't been advertised yet or that you didn't know about. They might be willing to do something a little different for you. I've known people who have gone into a job interview and have walked away with a consulting gig. They didn't necessarily want the full-time job as offered, but they were happy to lend their expertise for a shorter period of time. I know people who have gone into an interview and have walked away with a um, an offer that allowed them to combine a couple of different positions and do a job that they really wanted. So this is why I recommend that you almost always go on the interview. The other reason is because you make connections through those interviews that you can use in the future, whether it's a recruiter or someone at the organization or whoever it is, maintaining those connections. I'm a big fan of following up after interviews on LinkedIn and connecting with people if you feel like you had a good real life connection with them. And that way, you can stay in contact with them and potentially there are more opportunities down the road. Interestingly, I have a lot of clients who will come to me suggesting that they're not going to take an interview because maybe they don't really feel great about the company or they have had another job offer that they're pretty sure they're going to go with. And I recommend that you almost always go on the interview because in worst case scenario is you have the opportunity to meet someone interesting and practice your interviewing skills. Best case scenario is there may be an opportunity there that you didn't even know about. So I know that sometimes this whole process of job hunting can be a little exhausting, and some people are just ready to be done. But I say, don't be done. If you're invited on an interview, go. Now, of course, there may be some situations that would warrant you saying no if you have some ethical concerns about the organization or you're not sure that it's a legitimate opportunity. Those kinds of things. Maybe there's a conflict of interest with someone else who works there. Those are all legitimate reasons that you might turn down an interview. And again, Lee, if you're watching, this is why I said almost always, and I watched my superlative there. But it is worth it often. And the story that I told you is just one example of someone who could have very easily turned down that interview because they've said, hey, this is, I believe this, I'm not sure if they even actually applied for the job. I think they might have put their resume out on like a job board and they got a call. And, they could have very easily said, this job is not full time. It's not what I need. It's paying lower than I make now. I'm not going to take this opportunity. I'm just going to politely turn it down. Well, if they had done that, they would not be in the position they are now. There's so many other things about this job that just kind of made it the perfect fit for that person. So almost always go on the interview. That's my Monday motivation, or not Monday morning. It's not Monday. I spent all day thinking it's Thursday. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning, but I got 6 hours of sleep last night, which was amazing. But I have spent every single one of those moments, um, and since 4 o'clock in the morning, thinking today's Thursday. It is Wednesday, and I just said Monday. So that is your morning motivation with Morley Career Solutions. Remember, as I said, Morley Career Solutions is produced by Green Cow. We have several programs coming up that may be of interest to you. One on resume writing, one on starting a business, one on storytelling. We also have a mastermind group that is forming. We have accountability groups we're putting together, and we also have a podcast that is now available on all platforms. So if you want information about any of those things, most of which are free or low cost, ways that you can work on improving your career or business, send me a message, leave me a comment. I will get you connected with the resource, and I will talk to you later. Bye.